my motion, which was filed on the 23rd of May, just close to a month ago, has to deal with the failure of the government to deal with the escalating crime in the train line, Freeman Road extension, St Augustine South, which falls in the constituency of St Augustine. And it is really a plea from me on behalf of the constituents, a plea to the government to intervene in a meaningful way to reduce and put a stop to the murders on the train line and protect the law-abiding citizens in that area. Madam Speaker, at the very beginning of the year, on the 24th of January, 16-year-old student Darshan Ramnath was gunned down. Another gentleman by the name of Mr. Shah was also killed on that day. The trauma in the community did not end there. In fact, not long after, on the 3rd of March, a young 26-year-old mother, Anisa Ram Kisun, who was a mother of 3 and her last child was just 1 month old, was also gunned down in her home on the train line. On the 6th of April, Daniel Riley, aged 21, was gunned down, and his girlfriend, who was shot, their unborn baby died as well. On the 26th of April, Dylan Joseph, aged 30, was killed at the roundabout in Caroni. In April, a couple days after that, in the wake of Dylan Joseph, Chris Puran was killed. Chris Puran was aged 24, was killed in the wake. A couple weeks after, Roger Maraj, aged 42, was killed. As a member of parliament, I have been advised that it's dangerous, you should not go there. But even before I became the member of parliament for St Augustine, I was the councillor for the St Augustine South area. And I have known that area as a peaceful area where even if residents have a dispute, you know, they might quarrel with each other, they might pull a cutlass, but we did not have the violence and the guns and so on. And I believe in the law-abiding citizens who live there. And I believe, and that is why I have committed myself to stand with the law-abiding citizens of the train line.
I want to begin by establishing that this problem of crime around Trinidad and Tobago, including the train line, Freeman Street area, is of deep and serious concern to law enforcement, particularly the police, certainly the government of Trinidad and Tobago. It's quite serious. People, citizens are deeply affected by it, and as a consequence, the government is doing what a government must in order to ensure that we get on top of that. Insofar as the police is concerned, and in that specific area, and this is replicated across the country wherever we have this gang problem and these problems manifesting themselves, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, I can assure you, remains steadfast in its approaches and initiatives aimed at counteracting and suppressing that kind of crime and criminal activity. Gang units have been established in every one of the 10 police divisions across Trinidad and Tobago, staffed, trained, equipped, motivated, and directed at the job. Particular focus is being paid in that area in particular to a gang known to the police and operating in that area. The prolific offenders, the leaders, the very busy activists in that criminal enterprise are being targeted as prolific offenders by the police, to the extent that recently 5 major players from the gang operating in there have been arrested and charged by the police for gang-related and other offenses.